Hi guys, my name is Lily Cabrera, and today the topic I'd like to talk about is the Me Too movement. I feel very passionate and drawn to this movement because it angers me that we live in such a world where survivors and sexual harassment or sexual assault are doubted when they come forward, when they've built up the courage to say, hey, this is what happened to me, and kind of like release the baggage that they've been carrying on their shoulders for so long. Um, the Me Too movement started as a way to give survivors their voices back and to let them know that they're not alone. So you've got to be very empowered and very courageous to come out and do something like this. One example that I've seen is Drake Bell from the Drake and Josh show. He was a victim of sexual assault, sexual abuse for so long when he was younger as an actor. And he never came out about it until recently. So that just goes to show that sexual assault isn't limited to just certain people. It can be anybody. It can be your family. It can be your friends. It can be your neighbor or your classmate. This is such a big deal because it happens so often, and a lot of people don't talk about it and they keep it in and they battle with mental health issues. And it's really sad that people feel that they can't come out. So when somebody does come to you and they tell you their story or they confide in you and they trust you, be that person to believe and say, hey, I hear you and I'm listening to you and I'm here for you. Um, and thank you for coming to me, because that's a very big deal that somebody felt so empowered to come to you. So on the official Me Too movement.org, there's some statistics that really stood out to me. 1 in 10 women or 1 in 10 elderly people experience sexual assault or sexual abuse in a year. 1 in 10 youth detained in juvenile detention experience sexual abuse or sexual assault while they are in detention. Or 1 in 4 women are raped or have experienced attempted rape. And that just goes to show how close you can be to someone and not even know that this is happening. So I want to encourage those to speak up. And another big deal is men. Men aren't talked about a lot because it seems like masculinity shows that you're not allowed to speak up about this or say that this has happened to you because it shows that you're less. But I highly encourage those to speak up because it's the same playing field. Like, it's hurtful and it can affect people in many different ways. And it breaks my heart to imagine that people go for so long in pain without sharing their stories because they're afraid or ashamed of what others will say. So, ways that we can start this and help push towards this movement is believing survivors and listening to them when they come to you. You can also support them with resources like counseling or hotlines or organizations like the Me Too movement to fight for justice and prevention and healing for these people. And when we hear jokes like nasty or harmful jokes, we can speak up against that and we can stop victim blaming or dismissing our survivors. We can create a culture that stops this push to silence. It doesn't matter who or how powerful these people are, it needs to be talked about. Um, Honestly, this topic makes me emotional and frustrates me when I hear about people not being believed or supported because they have to act like nothing happened to them. But speaking about it is the first step in healing. The Me Too movement has shown that speaking out can create a real change and it can get people talking, even people who are powerful, but those people need to be held accountable. We can encourage others and other survivors to come out when you're hearing about sexual abuse and inspire others. But that only works if we do our part. So let's keep pushing and going towards our goal of making this not something that you should be condemned of. And I believe that we can all help each other, even if you aren't a victim. Being a listener can help, or any aspect can help towards this movement. Thank you guys.